Welcome back to Businessline. IIT's Technological Fest, Shastra 2009, concluded recently. The core theme being sustainability. Charitra Parthasarathy met up with Akanksha Chaure of TERI on the sidelines of Shastra 2009.
This week, we're not going to be talking about profit margins or expansion plans or boardroom talk. We're going to be talking about the business of environment and more specifically, solar energy. Joining us this week is Akanksha Chaure, an expert in the field who's been working at it for the past 22 years, most of it with TERI. Thank you so much for joining us in Chennai, Akanksha.
Hello.
You're part of a project called Lighting a Billion Lives. What is this project about?
You know, if I recall some of the statistics, there are about 68 million rural households that use kerosene for lighting. If we have to give them an alternative, then solar lantern is one of the first alternative that comes to our mind. So this entire project is to make solar lanterns available to not only people in India, but even abroad.
Solar lanterns seem to be the way forward when it comes to using products which are fairly affordable yet in the solar domain. But what do you think about the penetration of such products?
Yeah, it is an issue because so far solar lantern was actually driven by the ministry's Government of India's subsidy program. And Government of India's programs have their own constraints. While they do a lot, but they have their own constraints about marketing. And that's why you don't find such products off the shelf. And this was the constraint.
What about affordability?
Affordability is also because solar photovoltaic technology, unfortunately, one of the most user-friendly renewable technologies that we have today is also costly because it's a semiconductor technology. And that's why even the smallest lantern, a decent small lantern would cost you no less than 1,000 rupees. So then, you know, asking a rural household to spend 1,000 rupees just to buy a lighting product becomes an issue.
But do you see urban customers going in for the same product? If you think rural households find it a little unaffordable, what about urban households?
See, as far as need is concerned, the need is in rural India. So when we launch a program like Lighting a Billion Lives, our target audience is still rural India. And that's why all our efforts of product customization, bringing in the technology to reduce the cost or newer type of delivery channels, etc. are targeting at rural India. But once we've spent so much of effort in developing a good quality product, I don't see any reason why it shouldn't be used for urban India. You know, we have these garden parties, we have these emergency lights which we keep, and even for terrace applications, for pathway applications, I don't see why urban India should not use it.
Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh receive a lot of sunshine, but do you think these two states are doing enough to promote solar energy?
Yes, why not? In fact, the entire South India is the hub of the solar industry, and most of the solar photovoltaic manufacturers are based out of South India. Hyderabad is one of the leading manufacturers, so is Tamil Nadu. And even in terms of harnessing the solar energy, the states have done quite well.
Like what?
Like using the solar, some of the very earlier installations of solar systems were in ASCI, Hyderabad, so Administrative Staff College of India, and they participated in most of the ministry's demonstration programs of electrifying villages, putting up street lights, hot water systems, etc.
TERI has a pilot project in Sundarbans where you are specifically targeting women entrepreneurs. Why?
Actually, it comes very naturally because, you know, if you're targeting rural households and by improved lighting, women folk are the ones who are going to be benefiting it most from the energy. This thought came to us that why not convert women themselves as the in charge or the custodians of this project. And one of the uniqueness that we've done in this Lighting a Billion Lives project is that we are promoting a charging model, a recharging model. So we put up a small charging station in village and the lanterns are available on rent. Now this type of a business model suits very well for a housewife because the charging station, a very small charging station is right there in her house. She is putting in lanterns for charging on a daily basis and renting it out. So she is responsible for the product, she is responsible for doing the business and in turn getting benefited.
And what do you think the impact would be if you were to go in for male entrepreneurs?
Male entrepreneurs also, in fact, Sundarbans is one of the examples where most of the entrepreneurs are women, but in Rajasthan most of the entrepreneurs are men. And I think it also has to do something to do with the societal network and the way the society functions. Men are also doing quite well. In fact, we have a couple of entrepreneurs who are young lads, I mean 18-year, 19-year-old kids who are doing it as a part-time.
But what's the incentive for them to use solar energy?
It's pure need because they don't have electricity, and even if they have connection in their households, it doesn't come for hours together. So you will be surprised that in a neighboring state like Haryana, if you just move out of Delhi and go to rural areas of Haryana, almost every household that can afford keeps a battery inverter set, and even then the batteries are not charged because electricity is not there.
You've been involved with something called SPV or solar photovoltaic technology. What is the penetration like and what is the impact of commercialization of SPV technology in India?
The need to commercialize SPV, particularly in India, is very, very strong, because India has been one of the leaders in manufacturing solar PV. But the entire local production is either for the export market or goes for the government subsidized market. And government subsidized market, we can't call it a commercial market. So there's so much of potential to use this energy, as I said, even in urban elite markets like the garden lights, it needs to be commercialized.
So how many lives have you lit up till now?
We started in February 2008. There were a lot of challenges of taking such a product, such a model to remotest of the corners. I mean, we are there in Assam, we are there in very, very remote areas of Orissa, etc. So it took us some time to penetrate. But about 5,000 families spread over 100 villages are already using it. And by December, another 200 villages will also be covered by this project.
What is the way forward?
You know, awareness has to be created among people like you and me also. Of course, I have been practicing solar energy, but there are so many of my counterparts who still believe that solar energy is not to be used, cannot be used on a massive scale. That first myth has to be changed completely, shattered completely. And that's why this connecting solar energy with the masses is very, very important. And this is one of the challenges that TERI faces, and TERI is doing it.
Right. Thank you so much, Akanksha, for joining us. I think it was very enlightening for people who are watching Businessline to know a little more about how they can actually contribute to changing the environment. Thank you very much.
We'll continue to speak with CEOs and heads of businesses on our show. But for now, a little inside information on how actor Surya makes his bank balance look as good as his six-pack.
He looks younger and smarter with every passing day, but behind the schoolboy charm is a worldly wise man, especially when it comes to money matters. Actor Surya knows how to work his currency and has a diverse investment portfolio to prove it.
I believe in spending a lot and earning that much money, and also believe in money making money for me. I am not a smart guy when it comes to business and whatever. So I leave it to my maybe my cousin or somebody else, and I can't really give much time for a business venture if I do. So I see it as my money being in some banks, or being it like a interest coming in for me, or a commercial place which is there static and I get some rent, regular rent, monthly rent. So I would love to have some restaurants. I love to be a hotelier or have a resort sometime, but not now. If at all I do something, it will be that way. Whenever you feel the crunch, whenever in cinema, like, you always don't be in a high. There are a lot of ups and downs. So whenever your bank balance goes down, unexpected things do happen even for us. And whenever your bank balance goes down, then you see at where is your deposit? What have you done? Where is the safe deposit? Where's your money? Like, it need not be liquid money, but what have you done? What have you achieved? What is your asset? So that time a big question mark comes. So investments and financial advisors are very, very important. It's in the process I learned all this. I have my house project happening. That's a big project according to me. I'm building a house for my parents. We all stay together. So that's a next investment which I'm doing. I do have a windmill in Karnataka. I have a commercial property in Bombay. Otherwise, I don't see myself doing lot of investments and going into any business.
Right, so if you have some spare cash, invest in a windmill. Or watch our show to know how other celebrities manage their money. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.